Well, here we are, amidst unfolding events. Before we do anything else, we've got to dive into the crater, surely. Yay. I can get proteins off Zigzagoon. There's that comment again. Yeah, so better just make a beeline for Sootopolis. Everyone else is going to talk as though this isn't happening, apart from the people in Sootopolis City. So, I think I've got repel on, yeah. I also went ahead and gave Fruitful Flash because we're going to need it in an upcoming segment. But I'm hoping we can catch Groudon today, the main event. The drought music is a bit intense, isn't it? It's quite often regarded as being close to the Pallet Town music, which of course is very infamous. Avoided him, not sure if I had to. This is the surrounds of Sootopolis. Let's go there. I mean, I can't walk past that. I mean, I can't drift past that. It's all peaceful under the water. There's no awful music there. Once again, the screen is so purple on the computer. Like, the rocks here on the game are like a bluish white. Nowhere near that colour. Anyway, it's very strange. This always annoyed me because I'm like, this is what it looks like when there's an item. But no, that's just because it's the entrance. Up we go to Sootopolis. Based on Santorini, I'll have you know. I only recently realised that. Artist and lover of water, Wallace. The door is closed. Well, duh. You should say it's locked. So creepy not having the surf music, am I right? Sootopolis City. The mystical city where history slumbers. I love the Sootopolis music once we get to it. Yeah, it's so nice in the Pokemon Center. I don't know why, but I'm really scared. Everyone in town has taken refuge and won't come out of their homes. This weather, could it be the prelude to something? Oh, alarming thought. I'm not sure why I'm getting this done, but I might as well. I'm thinking, am I going to switch anyone in the party? Because obviously certain mons would be more useful in this upcoming battle that is gonna happen. Gonna happen, yes. But no one's got like a serious advantage against Groudon because I think it has Solar Beam, but I'm not gonna look that up, you know. I want it to be a surprise whether I get, you know, thrashed by Groudon or not. Obviously not thrashed the move. Does it have that? No. I don't think so. If it did, we'll be completely screwed. Because that is a high attack move. By which I mean a powerful move. Cadence could be alright. Just thinking of all the things that I might use, and Cadence is looking like a good option. Apart from when it uses Ancient Power, which I believe it has, or Rock Slide. But it's certainly going to do better than Lucinda here, so... You sit tight, Lucinda. This is Cray Cray the Crawdaunt, by the way. Figure I'll show you that. But I don't think Cray Cray will be used for this battle. I don't know. Also, I should probably just switch out Patricia for Detrira. Detrira's gonna be around for the gym as well, so. But I don't think we'll get to the gym in this episode. That's gonna take some kind of miracle. Oh, the door is closed. Once again, it's very obvious that it is. I think you mean locked. Locked from the inside, or whatever. Well, that was fun. Kiri's not here, no. We'll become familiar with that NPC later. Just this creepy music interrupted every so often by Banda making its call.
What? What is happening? This weather. Did something awaken? Come on.
Welcome! He's unaffected. Yeah, get a few hyper potions. Probably nothing else. I do like Shadow Mail, but no. Also, I don't have room for it. The bag is always at me about being full. It's just, it's relentless. Well, Stephen, you said Sootopolitan would provide answers. Here you are. Louis, you came too? Well, I mean, what choice did I have, really? This was just going to continue indefinitely otherwise. Under this scorching sun, yet. Oh, yes. Can you hear out what my friend has to say? Wallace. My name is Wallace. I'm this town's gym leader. I've also been entrusted with the protection of the Cave of Origin. This sunshine is caused by a power emanating from the Cave of Origin. That is the red orb. I see. Follow me. Yeah, this will probably be full of bad voices. Anyway, this sunlight. People in Pokemon need sunlight to live. But why does this sunlight fill us with so much dread? Well, because it's really intense. The blazing sun over Sootopolis is intensifying. How is it only affecting Sootopolis? I don't get that. Soon, all of Hoenn will be under its withering glare. Hi, I'm the sun. Sorry, I couldn't resist. It's an ad on the radio. It's ridiculous. Anyway, if that were to happen... He just trailed off and didn't complete his thought. What gives? What is he? Myself? I would have said me, but you know. Anyway. The Cave of Origin is ahead. No one from Sootopolis is permitted to enter the Cave of Origin. Ripped off? But you must go. Together with your red orb. You must go regardless of what awaits you inside the cave. Louis, I never expected you to be holding the red orb. You'll be okay. With your Pokemon, you'll get things done, no matter what. I'm convinced of it. Nice that I have your trust. Just cutting off the music. The legend told by the old man on Mount Pyre? It wasn't a made-up story. She's like, I know you've been there. The natural balance of Hoenn is going through a wrenching shift. Must put a stop to it at once. Bing, 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 bing. Cool. I love that it has the music of meteor falls, obviously. Alright, here we are. This is a very linear cave, the Cave of Origin, as much as it's very important. Well, something's rumbling. Ooh. I think only Zubat appears in here. Or like Golbat or whatever. Zubat and Golbat. But then I swore like also Mawile or Sableye would appear depending on the version, but that's... I don't think that's right. It might just be Zubat. / Golbat. We're about to find out one of the Pokemon. Yeah, of course, Zubat. Boring. No offense, Zubat, but you know, we all know that you are the most common cave Pokemon. Get out of my way! Apologies. Waterfall? Yep, just a casual HMO 7. Just dropped on the floor in Cave of Origin. I mean, why not? Why haven't I put on a repel? I mean, I might as well persist now. There's no real point to putting it on. Actually, while we're up, we should have Lazy Days out in front. But I think he's still very far off leveling up, so... Uh-oh. We're already here. Who do we want out first for this? Oh, and I will be saving the game before battling Groudon, because that's an instance of if you accidentally make the Pokemon faint, you don't ever get the opportunity to catch it again. Unlike later games, which are more forgiving, but you know, I like the unforgiving nature of, you know, these earlier games. It's like, it makes you really think about what you're doing and, you know, save early, save often. Deliberation. I could use Yawn and put it to sleep. Yes, that could be a goer. But also Dragon Breath could paralyze it, but that doesn't... The multiplier isn't as good, but sleep doesn't remain nearly as long as you want it to, so... Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cadence. He's probably just gonna destroy the team, but anyway. Did they even, like, explain why Groudon's shown up here? Oh. Was not expecting that.
These red orbs suddenly began glowing.
Oh.
Oh gosh. It's too overwhelming.
Let's safeguard. Oh no. Okay. Okay, so only got 5 of Fire Blast. We shall not be burned by the Fire Blast. Oh, that was poor, but you know, we are 10 levels below, so... you've got to give Cadence some credit.
Oh gosh, oh, that's really concerning. I forgot about that move.
I know that you can Master Ball, and this whole thing can be avoided, but no. Otherwise, it's not a dramatic battle.
Oh god, I really know how I'm gonna do this.
Oh, he completely read me. I mean, it's a wild Pokemon, so there was no chance for Captain Scorch. I'm so sorry, Captain Scorch. Well, that was short-lived. Okay. I am going to have to revive Captain Scorch. Where are my revives? There. We're probably just going to have a cycle of fainting here. Yep. Looks like it. No, Fruitful, no! I mean, I could have told you that. And I mean, we did. We assumed that would spell the end of Fruitful for the moment. Basically, it's just a waiting game at this point. I was on Revive's slot, and yet I moved down the list. Oh, good. He didn't read Banda being there. Or, well, you know what I mean. Let's just Hyper Potion up. Was that its last Fire Blast? It was either its penultimate one or its last one. I don't know if Banda will survive that. No. Cadence, you're back. You have to come back. I really wish we had a Pokemon with Haze right about now. Bulk Up is gonna spell serious trouble. I'm going about this all kinds of the wrong way. The moment he uses Earthquake... Oh, thank goodness. The moment he uses Earthquake on Cadence... Actually, no, because that missed, we now get an opportunity to revive Banda.
Bulk Up, no!
And that's only his second one. He's already wiping other Pokemon because, you know, I don't have any Pokemon on par with him, so... Dragon Breath. But, you know, we've got revives for days, so hopefully we can just keep cycling through the party. And yes, that's going to be slightly helpful. I will get to go first, pretty much all the time. And he might not move. But paralysis never seems to affect them as much as I'd like. Oh, at this point, a Slash will just destroy any adversary of this Groudon. Please don't crit. You critted. I can't allow this. I'll get back to you shortly, everyone. Okay, here we are again. And, yeah, that was annoying. Yes. You were the victim of a crit.
Here we go again.
Control yourself, Cadence, alright? Although it will take ages to get to that point again. I'm still not using the Master Ball. It's not happening. Uh-oh. Bulk up from the very start.
Oh.
Yes! Just spam it. Excellent. Dragon Breath, Dragon Breath. Uh-oh. Oh, nice. Well done, Cadence. Excellent. Okay, so this has started out a lot more promising than the other ones, so there's that. But Cadence could still crit and end the entire thing. I shouldn't have bothered with Safeguard the first time. It's like, all it can do is burn us, and that won't happen that often. Because it's only got 5 Fire Blasts, and that's the only thing that can do it. I thought it had Ancient Power, but apparently not, so there you go. There's actually nothing super effective on Cadence. It's just the slash that we have to worry about. Ooh. Cadence's King's Rock coming through, I guess? Yep, that is what she is holding. Alright, I'm just gonna start chucking Ultra Balls and maybe some Timer Balls. I think I have some Timer Balls. Yeah, it's not gonna agree with us because it's 10 levels higher. Things tend to go a lot smoother when you're using a Pokemon that's higher leveled than the thing you're trying to catch. No, I just have one Timer Ball. Whoops. Anyway, I'll let that go. I've got many an Ultra Ball, so... Look, I might have to cut out a lot of this if he keeps being like this. Oh, no. No, Groudon was very agreeable. I think I'm used to the Reggies. They tend to be real pieces of work when it comes to this. Groudon went in the second Ultra Ball. What a kind Groudon. Groudon. Continent Pokemon. Groudon has been... Groudon has long been described in mythology as a Pokemon that raised lands and expanded continents. This Pokemon took to sleep after a cataclysmic battle with Kyogre. Look at its footprint there, very impressive. Yes. Give me a moment for this one. I've decided to go with Gondwana! If you know about geography, then you will know the reference. I mean, ancient geography. Having a bit of fun with the noise there. Anyway, let's save now, just because that was significant and there was one botched attempt, and let's forget about the botched attempt. But it just goes to show the resilience of the party. Let's have Super Repel. Ugh, why am I so bad at this? There we go. Now that we have Waterfall, we just need to get the Rain badge, and then we can get a certain Pokemon, because there's something that lives in Meteor Falls that's only accessible if you have Waterfall, and I think you know what it is. It's the last mainstay of the team that I can guarantee. Ah, the lovely music of Sootopolis.
All life starts at the Cave of Origin,
Allegedly.
and it all ends on Mount Pyre.
In Holland, maybe.
Where do people and Pokemon come from? Where are we bound? All these questions and more may never be answered.
You've come all the way to Sootopolis. You're no ordinary tourist. Did you not see me, like, passing by your house before? Like, in the emergency, like, craziness? No? Okay. But I suppose that doesn't make you an extraordinary tourist either. Did you not hear what I just said? Evidently no. Because the NPCs never do, so... Imagine if you just went around the world just having people talk at you and you never say anything in response. What a strange existence, anyway. For 30 years, I've remained in Sootopolis, honing my skills. I developed a shattering TM. I bequeath it to you. Thanks. I don't know why I deserve it, but anyway. TM 31 contains Brick Break. It's a move so horrible that I can't describe it. Okay then. Pupia. Okay, it's an interesting Kecleon noise to make. You're a Pokemon trainer, aren't you? Sootopolis' gym leader Wallace has many fans. Do you have any? No. Oh dear. Well, that's a little lonesome. Try working a little harder to get a fan following. It's pretty difficult. But let's see what she says if you say yes. Oh, then you must be pretty strong. Oh, how boring. Dedicated fans come over from even Kanto and Johto, the only other regions at this point. It was really wild when I went to the trainer fan club in Lily Cove. Yeah, when I went it was kind of boring. I'm gonna be honest. I was underwhelmed by the trainer fan club, and I think it's only gonna get worse because there's gonna be a separate group saying I'm not as good as such and such. Anyway,
There appears to be some connection between Sootopolis and Mount Pyre. My friends and I did some research on it at the lab where I used to work.
Interesting. My big brother used to study the sea. Okay. Screedy doo, diddly doo, diddly doo, doo, doo. Sorry. The cave that links Sootopolis and the outside world. It seems as if the cave was made to keep something from getting out. Or am I just imagining things? Well, I don't really get the deal with Seafloor Cavern and Cave of Origin and how Groudon just wound up in Cave of Origin. Can someone explain that to me? Anyway.
An underwater volcano erupted and forced itself up from the depths. Its crater emerged from the sea and became filled with rainwater. That's how Sootopolis City came into being.
It's very cool. Caldera. That's what you would call it. Anyway.
PP up is great. It raises the power points, the PP, of a Pokemon move.
He says that like you can buy it here. You can't.
Do you know full restore?
Of course.
Full restoration of HP, eradication of all status problems. It's truly an item of your dreams.
What luck that Linoon and Zigzagoon pick it up. Let me guess. You're going to challenge Wallace. Oh, what? You are, really? You're awfully brave. Interesting. A circle of a night sky, framed by the crater of a volcano. And in that ring, stars flicker and blink as if they were alive. my favourite scenery. Nice. Whenever, wherever, and whatever happens, I will always be friends with Pokemon. Because it's fun to be with Pokemon. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Could you just stop?
Wallace, this town's gym leader, is a powerful trainer. He is rumored to be the best in the whole Hoenn region. But the Elite Four, they're said to even be stronger than Wallace. How strong could they be?
It's worth thinking about. And it's worth thinking about that Wallace would later be the champion in Emerald. Anyway. Let's continue to clear out Sootopolis. Just talking to all the people around here.
Hello, you're our first guest in a good while.
I think we're about to get my sister's favourite plush. You've brightened up my day, so I'll give you a big whale, my doll. Yes, take good care of it. Excellent. I love plush dolls. Nice. She'll say that forevermore.
Do you know the Pokemon Barboach? It's rarely seen in Sootopolis. I love Big Barboach. My big brother says that Shroomish is bigger.
But that's wrong! Everyone knows that Barboach is a lot bigger.
Oh no? You have a Barboach?
Please show me. Ages ago I did.
Don't you have a big Barboach? How disappointing. If you get a big Barboach, please come show me.
The biggest Barboach in history, Marco's 15.7-inch Colossus. A Barboach bigger than a Shroomish always wanted.
Do you know the Pokemon Shroomish? It's hardly ever seen in Sootopolis. Anyway, I love big Shroomish. The bigger the better. But my younger brother, he says Barboach is bigger. That's silly. Shroomish has to be bigger than that. Huh? Do you have a Shroomish with you? Please show me.
I have its evolution. You're not interested in that.
You don't have a big Shroomish? That's too bad. If you get a big Shroomish, please come show me.
You guys are strange. Anyway,
the biggest Shroomish in history, Marco's 15.7-inch giant.
He's got two exactly the same, of course.
A Shroomish bigger than a Barboach always wanted.
I'm pretty sure I've once shown them a Barboach and it wasn't bigger than Marco's, so he didn't care. I was like, oh, for goodness sake. Diving in the sea, climbing up and down stairs all the time. If you live in this town, you end up getting physically fit. Don't doubt it. Maruri. Listen up, and I'll tell you something good. There's supposed to be an ancient ruin in the sea around here. There could be treasures just waiting to be discovered down there. I think I know the one you're referring to. Ancient treasures. It would be nice if they existed, but even if they didn't, it would be so beautiful to take an underwater stroll with my Pokemon. Yeah, that's a valid point. Huh? Where is my house? No. Mount Pyre. At its peak are two orbs placed side by side. Did you know? Yeah. Yes, two orbs side by side. The sight of them together, it is somehow soothing. And on that note, I think what we have to do is go back to Mount Pyre. But before that, we better finish this off. Louis, we owe it all to you. The sky above Sootopolis has returned to normal. For that, Wallace sends his thanks too. And that same Wallace is waiting for you inside. He's strong, but the way you are now, you should be on equal footing with him. Give it your best shot. Okay, bye. Alright. But I'm not going to do that now, because the guilt is eating me up about the fact that I have this red orb. And yeah, I've got to do something about that. Thank you. And what's that? Am I going the wrong way? Well, of course I have to go and get a berry from this person because I happen to be passing. It's an expression of love. Yep. Thank you for the guava berry. Do you want to be rebattled? My precious Pokemon Grow! Have a good luck. Beauty Jessica for the second time. Oh, this is perfect. We make you a dragon type. And then we ice beam you, and I'm a bit annoyed about that paralysis, but it didn't matter. And of course she held on by 1. I'm pretty sure it's just 1 HP, let's be honest. It's a Viper. On lazy days. Excuse me? Oh, getting close. Oh, how dare you! You still won't take it easy. Well, no. Maybe I'll go catch more Pokemon at the safari. You said that before. You still haven't done it. Although maybe you have. Maybe you've added someone to the party. I'm not sure. Either way, I don't think you can catch either of those Pokemon in the Safari Zone, so... This is so fun. Alright. Let me just see. Valerie doesn't want to battle. But maybe she will in a minute. Yay, she does. As soon as I got up here, it had changed. She's just looking around as she does. Behind you. What is it? Always a pleasure. I'm now getting even more underleveled. Magic Goat will do nothing for you on this occasion. Unfortunately, we cannot touch Sableye, but I do still want to get points for it, so might as well leave him in for 1 turn. Captain Scorch. I find it amusing when detect fails. Blaze Kick looks so cool. Can you not knock off my item? How rude. My King's Rock, no! Eh. Something faded away. rest here. Sometimes they play. Always my favourite NPC. Favourite trainer. One of, at least. Anyway, I'm just going to cut this now. Alright, here we are. You. So, you stopped Groudon. I shouldn't be surprised. I understand now that humans cannot freely control the balance between the land and the sea. So I have come to return the blue orb. I doubt that we will cross paths again. Farewell. No, sad to never see Maxie again, actually. That man, he returned the blue orb. Are you going to return the red orb to its rightful place too? Yes. Okay, that's done. Yes, the two orbs should remain here. It is how it should be for the good of all Hoenn.
Mount Pyre is where we calm the spirits of Pokemon that have passed on. I've told you all this before.
Sorry. The spirit of the land, that is what Groudon is said to be in Pokemon form. In the same manner that we and Pokemon have life, this very land is alive. Groudon has taught us that. Yeah, I guess. I'm just kind of searching for someone to give Lazy Days the last bit of experience he needs. And maybe we'll find it here. Okay. Not a Roma Lady Rose. What a varied episode this is going to turn out to be. I'm smack in the middle of a triathlon, but I'm comfortably ahead. Let's make this a quick battle. Oh, it will be. Actually, it probably won't be. Just realised that Lazy Daisy is lower level than your Dodrio. Oops. And then I go and use Slack Off. At least it's while he was still Vigoroth. Because he doesn't have to wait another turn to move. Yeah, your rage is building. I'm so scared. Yes! Lazy Days. You're about to get lazier again. I ran out of energy again. No. No. Bye, Vigoroth. I'm going back to sleep. I don't know why, but I like slacking. Well, that's it. I guess we should just fly back to Sootopolis just before ending this. And, yeah. But before then, I'll probably grind up the party a bit more. Grind up the party. Yeah. So, we'll be even more ready for the 8th and final gym. What a day. Catching Groudon in the second Ultra Ball that was thrown. I mean, yes, it was on our second attempt, but still. Worked out well. Thanks for watching, if you actually did, and I will see you soon.